Welcome back to the van build. This week I'm hoping to fit a opening window on sliding door, a lift up bed and a swivel passenger seat. Before I get started though, I'll just give you a quick catch up on what I've been up to off camera. I've managed to line both the windows in the back here, just need some trim to go around the edge, but I'm quite pleased with these. One there. And I've also finished off the ply lining on the sliding door. So next up, as long as it doesn't rain, I've got a side window to go in here from Camper Glass. Actually, it started raining. So first job inside, either start the swivel seat conversion or have a look at the lift up bed, which is a bit daunting to me, to be honest. So maybe just bite the bullet, go for it, lift up bed. So this is something called a heavy lift from a company called Racer Pro. I've actually read about these on a forum where someone's converted it to act as a lift up bed in campers to go up into the ceiling out of the way so that I can continue using this as a works van. Have a quick read of the instructions, but essentially you have to extend this by a foot and the other end by a foot, and it's 4 foot wide, which is the exact size of a small double. Then I'll be able to fit a small double mattress straight on top. That's the plan anyway. I think this might take a little while, bear with me. So I've assembled one set of arms and I'm just trying to figure out how best to mount them. Basically these ridges on my roof, I can't remember if I said before, are exactly 4 foot apart, which is what this thing's designed for 48-inch centres on rafters in garage roofs basically. So I've just propped this up with some scaffold boards, but typically none of these holes that were already in the roof line up with the holes in the beams. So I'm thinking of doing is using something I've never used them before, something called a riv gun or rivet gun. Riv gun? Bolt. What? Confused myself now. But basically, like a normal rivet gun, you've got a piece of metal that goes in to something, and then you use a tool to kind of expand this, a bit like a raw plug, the same kind of principle, I guess. So what I'm hoping to do now is mark where, it's a bit dark, isn't it? Yeah, so what I'm going to do is mark where these existing holes are, and then take this down, drill holes, mount these, lift this back up, and then I'll be able to use probably a smaller size, but some normal bolts then up into the ceiling. That should be solid. That's the plan. Whether it goes that way or not, I do not know. I've never used riv gun before, so trial and error I think, but hopefully it'll work. White permanent marker, very handy. Actually the hole there. If this doesn't work out, I'll just have to drill right the way through this with it in position, then take it down, fit the riv nuts, and then put it back up, I guess. So here's the riv gun, and basically this is the riv nut. So screw this on here, pop that in the hole, and then like a normal rivet, as I pull I won't waste this, but as I pull these, it's going to compress that and then make the bit that stays within the metal nice and wide so it won't pull out. Going for M6 because that's the biggest I can fit through the existing holes on here. So M6 come through there, just then this will be up in the ceiling and that'll bolt onto that. The other option I was thinking of is trying to get a bolt through these holes and try and get it to dangle down, but then trying to tighten it up from up there is just impossible. So this is about the only option, unless you start trying to self-tap a screw up through. It's probably not strong. Plus, if I ever want to take this down, it's a lot easier to temporarily take it down. So screw this on here. This goes up and then that unscrew. And I should be able to bolt like that. Cool. So probably have 5 bolts on each arm, 10 bolts total. That should be solid. I guess we'll see when I sit on it. Just going to do 2 fixings for now whilst I install it, make sure it all fits, and then I can just lower one side down at a time and put another few bolts in. Right, the cage basket contraption is assembled. I'm just having a mess about with the cables now, trying to get my head around how this all works. This certain end this has got to go on, so this actually goes, that goes in there. You with me? It's got like a little bear in this end, then the other end is where the winch goes. Right, moment of truth. So this actually comes with a wind handle, but it separates and you can actually use a drill, which I'm going to do because it's a lot quicker and easier. I'm a genius. Don't even wobble too much when it's up, because I'll have a mattress up on top. Just need to extend it. Oh my god. Holy sh**. Ah. Oh, f***ing hell. Alright, that's enough for today. I'll catch you in the morning. Good morning. Today I'm going to be fitting the side window. Right, so plan for the day. Side window here. Big old panel. Plan of action. So I need to cut out, see this like a double skin, I need to cut out beneath here the whole way round. Before I do that I need to grind these sections off like I did before. If you remember the supports on that panel. Grind these off. Then try and transfer this curve to the outside so that I can cut from the outside. Basically drilling a load of holes around this curve so I can see it from outside. Join all the dots up. and then get a jigsaw, metal drill bit, metal cutter blade, Christ. And yeah, then glue the window in, simple as that. Sorry about the lighting, it's a bit dark in there, but now I'm just going to put these holes in the corners and then join the dots from outside. Actually, why don't I just use this torch I've got here? Lamp. Better. Better? Hey, I can see. You get a better idea of the shape I've got to cut now. You can see the glass still comes out here, but the hole you see inside is only above this line, so that's the hole we're going to cut out. Just the dots up there. So I've just primed around where the windows go in. I've got some trim in here hopefully to go round and kind of join those two sharp edges. They're not sharp anymore, but exposed metal, which I've primed as well. Oh, that was close. So this trim just joins these two edges, and so you see a nice edge inside. So the fitting kit comes with 2 tubes of sealant. I'm just going to leave these out in the sun so they get nice and hot and hopefully a bit easier to apply. Basically just wipe the glass down, prime it, let that dry, adhesive around the window frame and stick it in. I don't know how much of that you saw because the memory card got full, but ta-da, one big opening window. Been sat for about an hour, which you can technically, or so it says, you can drive away after an hour. But I'm going to leave the tape on for a bit longer. Yeah. This is basically what they fit windscreens with, so it is solid, but just an hour doesn't quite seem right. So I'm just going to have a bit of a pack up now, and then I'll catch up with you in the morning, where I'm hoping to fit the passenger seat, the swivel, which would be really nice. Morning, pretty gross today. Going to hopefully fit the swivel seat, which is mainly inside. I don't know if you can tell, but these seat bases are the same blue as the exterior of the van. So when I bought the other single seat, the base is actually black. So what I've done is I've got a can of spray paint the base, be one of the first things I do. Then I need to take obviously the double back out. And I don't know if you can remember, but there's a leisure battery tray welded in underneath this double base, which won't let me actually fit the single base over it. So I'm going to have to grind that out, prep that area. So yeah, I'm just going to crack on. I'm going to paint at the base first, I think. For anyone wondering about Henry VIII, it's just an old pub sign. King's Head. No need to panic. Just a layer of etch primer to start. So now to stop the SRS seatbelt light coming on, just need to snip these two cables. Yeah, there's two cables there. And then wire in this little device which basically stops the light coming on the dash. Also, this piece of rubber here is quite rare and it's about 200 quid on eBay, believe it or not, second hand. Mercedes don't make them anymore. So I've just ordered like a universal mat to kind of cover this area until I think of a better plan. Not bad for 3 days work. Pretty pleased with that, to be honest. Got the bed mechanism fitted, a side window and a swivel seat fitted in 3 days. Not too bad. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you to my patrons. Next week I might be on the boat, I might be doing this, I'm not sure yet, but I've ordered a couple more bits for this to carry on when I do start on this again, and I'm really looking forward to starting, well, I'm going to do a ceiling and I'm also going to start fitting out this wall with cupboards and stuff, which I'm really looking forward to. Thank you so much, I'll see you next week.